In those days, in Egypt of the pharaohs, Cleopatra reigned.
How dare you! You, Ptolemy, my brother, my spouse. No one gets away with insult to a goddess. My vengeance shall be forever engraved upon the memories of mortals.
The feud between siblings plunged Alexandria into a bloody civil war, shattering my peaceful life as a student of astrology. My nights were spent gazing at the stars up on high, when I discovered Iris, my pole star. She was daughter to Akkad, my mentor in astrology. But my carefree days ended with the onset of civil war. Iris refused to flee Alexandria. She wanted to help her father with a mysterious commission, an astrological divination. I could no longer see her. Our only contact was the little notes we hid for each other. But that day, as I walked into the garden of the observatory, I was oblivious to what would befall me.
They injured my father. Help us. Go into the observatory. If you can correctly name the Arrow constellation, then the two places it points to, Sagittarius and Eros, will open the doors to you.
Not long afterwards, the soldiers came. I was taken to the palace, and I met the Queen herself.
You know that it was my brother who had your master and his daughter kidnapped. Ptolemy found out. I asked him to consult the heavens. Must the daughter of the gods of Egypt ally herself with Caesar, Rome's newest master? I believe my brother wanted your master to falsify the divination. My scouts are on the trail of Akkad and Iris. Meanwhile, find the Enuma Anu Enlil, the ancient tablets of astrologers. Your master shall need them. Post haste, Thomas of Chaldea. My decision cannot wait.
Post haste? I had to be quick, to be sure. Queens are notoriously impatient, and life sometimes hangs by a thread.
Sobek, the crocodile god.
Yo, you there!
One of Sobek's guardians. May Ishtar protect me. The secret chamber. I'm near my journey's end. Now let's go.
Traitor! You only wanted the tablets, not to destroy the library. You deceived me! But you'll soon join the others in Sobek's belly!
Let's get out of here, now!
So, we got out, quick. Kordak stayed in the observatory, while I went to visit the Queen.
Bravo, Thomas. You found the tablets. You've shown courage and craft, worthy of Ulysses. You kept your promise. Egypt's queen shall too. Iris and Akkad are known to be on the island of Pharos. You surely know the price in blood paid for the freedom of this island. The rotting corpses left behind fanned an epidemic. Both sides were forced to flee. Nobody goes there now, except those madmen who made off with those you hold dear. My guards will give you an antidote, Thomas. Go to the Isle of Pharos. Free your friends and bring Akkad to me. We have the tablets. Now we need the astrologer.
Kordak's put me in touch with some sailors at the dock who landed me on the Isle of Pharos.
Only Akkad could carry out the divination for the queen. I've got to spare myself Cleopatra's wrath. It's time to leave the city. I'll get Iris, then we'll leave this once great city to its insanity.
Thomas, at last. If only you knew how happy I am to see you. I thought I never would.
So did I, Iris. I'll never leave you again.
May Osiris protect us both. But tell me, how did you find me?
I found your messages in the garden and followed Eris's arrow, and then I used the Heliolab to meet up with the queen.
I knew you'd come. So, what did Cleopatra say?
Well, we struck a deal. I gave her the Enuma Annuanlil tablets, and she told me where you were.
So you do have the tablets?
Yes, well, no. The queen's got them now.
Did you meet anyone suspicious in the Great Library?
Just a few crocodiles and Sobek's guardian. Total nutcase. Why do you ask?
Well, my father told our kidnappers he needed the tablets that were hidden in the library just to buy some time. Their leader went straight off to get them.
I bet he ended up as lunch for some of those crocodiles. I still can't figure out what they wanted with you.
They wanted my father to perform a false divination for Cleopatra, saying the stars demanded her abdication in favor of her brother.
And your father refused?
Yes, he was a man with principles, not one of those opportunists at the royal court, ready to betray the queen at the drop of a hat. Let's get out of this lighthouse and go and see Cleopatra.
Are you crazy? We've got to leave Alexandria. Look around. It's civil war. And without your father, the divination is impossible anyway. Cleopatra will be furious if we show up now. Hello, remember us?
I'll perform the divination myself.
What? What do you know about the ancient Chaldean practice of royal divinations? You can't bluff your way through.
I don't need to. My father may be dead, but I shall continue his life's work. I owe it to him. I can do it.
Alexandria is steeped in fire and blood. There's no time for that. We have to leave. We must.
Please, let me perform this divination. For the sake of my father.
Why me? Okay, if it's that important to you. But how?
My father did start to initiate me into the ancient practices of the Chaldeans. I think I'm ready to perform the divination for the queen.
You better be right, or the wrath of the queen will be upon us.
You can chicken out if you want.
You think I'd leave without you? I'm not afraid of the Queen of Egypt. Let's go. And may Bess have pity on us.
Thank you, Thomas. I knew I could count on you. Cleopatra awaits. Let's hurry. The queen needs her divination. There's a war raging, and we don't want...
Are you sure you can trust the queen?
What a question. After you, Cleopatra is the person I trust most of all.
Well, me, I don't get her. Half the kingdom worships her.
Thomas, why do you always need to understand everything? Queens are like the stars. They have their mysteries.
I think I prefer astronomy to astrology.
You've read too many Greek theoreticians. They're too rational. Neither the world nor men are so, believe me.
It's pointless to go over this again. We've had this talk about 1,000,000 times, and it's not really the moment to get into a debate.
You're right. It's high time we met the Queen of Egypt.
Let's go now.
You're right. Let's go meet with the Queen.
After sounding the horn, the sailors came to collect us, and we went to our audience with the Queen.
Akkad is dead. I'm not sure what to think, Iris. You're very young to counsel the Queen of Egypt. Nevertheless, as a token to the memory of your father, I empower you to consult the stars and reveal to me their secrets. Remember that my life and the fate of Egypt are in the balance. Leave now.
We returned to the observatory, and Iris began to decipher the ancient tablets.
It's simple. We have to stall.
So where is this secret observatory your father built?
I don't have a clue. All I know is that the entrance is inside the mausoleum. But I've never laid eyes on this observatory.
Do you know how to get inside?
Right before he died, my father told me the medallions on his crown were the key, and the frescoes in the tomb would show the way. Kordax must have them now.
So we have to pluck the medallions from the crown.
Yes, and figure out how to use them.
Do you have an idea how we can stall Kordax?
Let's kill him. I must avenge my father's death.
But Iris, I've never killed anyone. And I'm not in the mood. Let's just stall him for a while and may the gods have mercy on him. Please, listen to reason.
Though I wish for his death with all my heart, I do see your point. We have to incapacitate him, for the time being. We need poison.
You want to poison him?
It'll only put him to sleep.
How do you plan on poisoning him?
I don't know. What's he doing right now?
His routine involves eating fruits, washing his hands, and clipping his nails. I don't see much of an opportunity in all that.
I see what you mean. Unless... Yes, it's our last chance.
Would you mind letting me in on your plan? I'm having trouble keeping up with you. I am but a man, as you keep reminding me.
We poison the water in his wash bowl. When Kordax bites his nails, presto!
This place is great. And you've never been here before?
This was the one secret my father kept from me. His private observatory.
But why? I thought he trusted you.
Some of his colleagues became envious of his fame, and he was afraid they'd kidnap me, or worse, if they found out I knew about this place.
He was right. Many of Alexandria's astrologers are regular villains who sell their own mothers for 15 minutes of fame.
The instruments hidden in the observatory are unique. They're the fruit of years of collaboration between my father and professors at the library.
I've never even heard of an underground observatory. It's revolutionary.
My father told me about a machine powerful enough to lift the observation platform right up to the surface. And guess what? I think we're right next to it.
Do you know how to work the machine for lifting the platform?
This machine is Heron's invention, who also built the automats. It works on the principle of antitypes and results in the creation of a colossal force, fire and water.
Fire and water? At all?
Sorry, I've told you all I know.
For hours on end, Iris gazed at the stars. When the moon had set, the divination was complete. Cleopatra's fate had been sealed.
With help from the Master of Rome, Cleopatra was to become the greatest queen of Egypt. Her glorious reign would shine through all of history. She would rule in Rome by Caesar's side. Their son would inherit Egypt and Rome. No man or beast that walks upon the earth would ever lay a hand upon her. So Caesar shall be my ally, my king, my lover, and father to my son. Accept my deepest gratitude, dear Iris and Thomas. If you wish to return to Chaldea, a ship from my fleet shall take you, laden with gifts.
A few days later, a ship carried us far from Alexandria's shores. As for Cleopatra, her destiny was fulfilled. The Queen of Egypt succumbed to the bite of an asp. a beast that slithers upon the earth.